out the background, guys. I'm in my bathroom. I had to switch where I was filming because the lighting in my bedroom kind of sucks, to show you exactly what I'm doing. So yeah, this hairstyle is perfect for conventions, Halloween, every day, because we all need more Sailor Moon in our life. But yeah, so stay tuned, and I'm going to show you step by step exactly how to get Usagi Tsukino, aka Sailor Moon's hairstyle. You're going to need a couple things to do this hairstyle. The first is a fine-tooth comb, preferably a teasing comb. You're going to need it to part your hair and smooth it out and tease your bangs later. The next thing you're going to need is 4 hair ties. You need 2 that are going to match your hair color. For me, I have dark brown hair, so black works best, and 2 hair ties of any color. And you want these to be metal free so that they won't tear your hair. The third thing you're going to need is curling iron, and you just need any size. I think mine's a 1 inch, and you probably want it only on low to medium heat, and you don't need to plug it in right now because you only need it to curl your bangs and curl the tails later if you want to. Alright, so now we're going to go ahead and get started on the tutorial. You want to start with fairly straight hair to begin with if you can, because this makes styling easier, but don't straighten hair beforehand if it's not like flat straight. It's okay. So what you're first going to do is you're going to need to part your hair in the middle. So you want to take your comb, and what I like to do is comb all my hair forward in the front. You're going to find this little space in the back of your head where your hair separates. Put your comb in the middle of that and drag it straight down the front of your head. Now you can either part your bangs now, or you can just kind of clip them out of the way. Alright, so now that your hair has been middle parted, the first thing you're going to do is you're going to separate your hair onto both sides. And then you're going to take one of your non-hair color hair ties, and you're going to start to make your first pigtail. So you're going to grab whatever side you want to start with first, and gradually move it upwards. Now you can use your fingers or you can use your comb to smooth your hair out as you go. I'm just going to use my fingers, but do whatever you prefer. You want to try and get it as smooth as possible, both on the bottom and the top. You can go as high as you want, and for me, I kind of like it about right. My hair is so stubborn because I have it layered, but it's right about here. So now you're going to go ahead and start securing your ponytail or pigtail, whichever you would like to call it, and wrap as many times as you need to go. Now you're going to pull just a little bit, but don't pull too tight as to make your head sore. Slightly like that. Alright, so now your first pigtail is done. Now you're going to need to do the other side. So again, once you start, you can either use a comb or your fingers to smooth your hair out, whichever you would like. And you want to make sure that you get your sides up at the same height as close as possible, which is kind of hard to do, but as long as you get it pretty darn close, you'll be okay. And once again, secure as many times around as you need. Don't go too much to where it, to leave your head slightly forward. So now my pigtails are fairly even. Alright, so now we're going to actually move on to making the odongo portion. So I have 3 ways that you can make odongo. So I'm going to show you each, and you can decide whichever way you like and do it that way. Alright, so the first way you can make your odongo it goes like this. You're going to take whichever side you want to start with, grab the pigtail, and you're going to want to separate the pigtail kind of in half. If your hair is layered like mine, you're going to want to make sure that your longest layers hang down to give you the most length. Now, you're going to take your top section of your pigtail and twist it maybe once or twice or 3 times, depending on the thickness of your hair. This is to kind of help it style a little bit more easily. Now you're going to take it up, and you're going to grab it with your other hand, twist it, and make a loop. See how this loop here? Now you're going to take this excess hair, go underneath the hanging portion, pull it through with your other hand, and tighten it just a little bit. So now you've got like a hair knot. Now if you have layers like I do, your hair is going to probably be a pain and not all want to cooperate, which is okay because you can fix this with bobby pin. So now you have this excess hair. You're going to want to take it the way that you started and go under and wrap it around. And then now you're going to take a hair tie that's going to blend in with your hair color, and you're going to put it over the odongo, and it's probably going to encompass a little bit of the hanging pigtail. And you can slightly hold on to this to get some more length if you would like. And hold on to your bun while you're doing this to kind of make sure it all gets in there. And pull a little bit, again not too much. And then here you have your first odongo. Now if you want it a little bit more closer to your head where it's not perfectly round, that's okay because you can fix this. You're just going to take it and you're going to pin it however you want it to lay. Alright, so that's the first way to do your odongo. Alright, so now I'm going to show you guys the second way you can do your odongo. So you're going to start off taking whatever side you would like to start with and splitting your pigtail kind of in half. You're going to want to leave your longest layers down for the most length. Then what you're going to want to do is take the top portion and twist it a couple times, 1, 2, or 3 times depending on the thickness of your hair. You're going to grab it with your other hand and you're going to twist it with this hand and make a loop. Now you're going to take the excess hair in the other hand, pass it to the other hand, and pull through. Probably makes more sense to just watch me do it than listen to what I say, but then you're going to take the remainder hair and you're going to go and do whichever way seems natural and wrap it around. So you have a little piece left over, and then see my layers are in the and then you're going to take a hair tie in your hair color, or close to your hair color, and you're going to put it over the bun and probably a little bit of the hanging portion, and go as many times as you need, and there you go. And you have an odongo. Now you can see the difference between these two ways in the length of my hanging portion. This way gets me a little bit more, this one gets me a little bit less. But sometimes it just depends how you twist it, or you know, that sort of thing. So this is the second way to do it, and then next I'm going to show you guys the third way. Alright guys, so now for the third way you can make a odongo. This is only for people who have extremely long hair, and by extremely long I'm talking probably knee length or longer, because in order to do this you would need a lot of hair to still have length hanging out of it. This actually would be really good if you want to the moon's look for like the shorter fluffy pigtail. So what you're going to do is you're going to take your entire pigtail, whatever side you would like to start with. You're going to twist it a couple times, 1, 2, or 3, depending on the thickness of your hair. And then you're going to take it with the other hand, twist once, then take the remaining hair, pull it through, adjust your layers however you need it. And then what you're going to do is you're going to take your hair tie that matches your hair color and put it over the bun. Then slip. Now, like I mentioned, this gets you a really short length. So actually, you could probably do this for chibi-usa, and you know, kind of tease it and get this little fluffy bit here, and you could have chibi-usa here. But yeah, so I would only recommend this way if you have, like again, extremely long hair. But if you don't, the other two ways should work pretty good for you. So next, I'm going to show you guys how to style the bangs. Alright, so now I'm going to show you guys how to get the fluffy bangs. So what you're going to first want to do is plug in your curling iron. I would recommend probably low or medium heat. You don't really need high heat since we're not needing it to really like majorly curl. And also, if you pinch your bangs, you want them out now. Spread them across your forehead. And if you didn't do before, you're going to take your comb and middle part your bangs. Try to get them as even as possible. I mean, if your hair is not going to make a huge difference. Alright. And then so, just once your curling iron is heated up, you're going to start with whichever side you would like. first. And all tangled up. Oh my goodness. Alright, so take your curling iron, start with whatever side you would like. My curling iron heats up like super fast, so it's crazy. Alright, so take it. Now you're going to want to get as close to the base of your head as possible, but please don't burn yourself because it hurts like nothing else in the world. It's really painful, and it's painful for a long time. Anywho, so get as close to your head as possible. Then you're going to want to go as far down your length as possible without, pulling it all the way through. And you're going to take it, roll it, slightly lift a little bit, and hold as close to your head as possible. And then wait for about 10 seconds. 10 short seconds. And then see, you've got a curled thing. But we're not done. So, alright. And then you're going to do the other side. And to the base without burning yourself. Like I almost just did. Pull it to the end as close as possible. Curl, curl. Close to the base, but pull up slightly. Don't pull up to the point where it hurts, but this will help give it a little bit of lift. And we have curled things. But again, this is not it. Because as you can see, they're not very fluffy, they're just curled. And make sure you kind of keep the separation between them. So in order to ensure the fluffiness, what you're going to take is your teasing comb, or your fine tooth comb. It really doesn't matter because they both, do the same thing. And then take whatever side, probably the side you curled first, and you're going to start to back comb, or comb towards, your head. And do it a couple times to your content. So yeah, it's funny now. But you're going to kind of want them all to be of equal height or equal teasing, I guess. Try and tease it as much as possible without, turning it into a huge rat's nest. And then you're going to take your curling iron again, and you're going to recurl what you just threaded. You take it again, same method, close to your head. I'm going to do this in this section. Close to your head, curl, curl, slight lift, and then 10 seconds, or a little bit sooner, depending on how hot your curling iron is. And then you take it. Now see how much fluffier and higher these bangs sit. Now when you spread them out a little bit, they will be a bit more fluffier than this. Alright, so now you're going to do the same thing to the other side. Take your teasing comb, tease to your heart's content. So I always have like one here that decides it doesn't want to be part of the group. And it looks crazy. And then take the curling iron. And if you have to recurl a couple pieces because they don't quite do, quite fit in with the rest, that's okay. And now, see how much this one's kind of fuller. Gives you, so if you have really thin bangs, this can also make your bangs look a lot fuller than they actually are. So yeah, so now you can kind of take them and put them at the height you want them. Kind of start spreading them out a little bit. Alright, so now if you would like to get the signature kind of heart shape, I can't guarantee a perfect heart shape, but in order to get kind of more of a closer shape, after you've teased and recurled your bangs, you can recurl them a third time, and or you can do this beforehand. I probably should have told you guys, but so you're going to take your curling iron and you're going to turn it inwards towards your head like this. Again, using kind of the same technique with a little bit of lift. There we go. And I love how each time I curl them, they curl real high and then they fall. If you want to get them to stay at like a certain height, then I would really highly suggest hairspraying them. It'll definitely help. But the hairspray I have, it like doesn't perform normal hairspray function, so I never use it. But see how here you kind of get more of a fun little shape here. And then you can kind of take your bangs and spread them out a little bit. And then just take like the closest piece, to your forehead and kind of turn it in a little bit. Sorry, I'm like staring in the mirror above me. Yeah, you can get this little Alright guys, so this is the end of the tutorial. If you would like to, you can curl the ends of your tails. I'm not going to because I don't like that look on me. Probably because of my layers, things just don't curl evenly and it looks too crazy. But you can if you would like to. You would just take the curling iron and curl the last couple inches of your hair and hold for like 10-15 seconds, and then have a nice little curled end. But hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial. This is something I wanted to give a try. I've seen a lot of really awesome tutorials out there, but then a lot of them require extensions and like other things. And I was like, I'm going to show you how to do it with your actual hair if you have long enough hair. So if you guys tried this out, I'd like you to post your video response to this video showing either your complete look or your process, and I'd love to see how it turns out for you guys. So thanks so much for watching. Please let me know what you guys thought down in the comments. Please subscribe if you haven't already. If you have subscribed, thanks so much. I appreciate all the support. And the next video won't be for a couple of weeks, so probably towards the end of July, because I'm going on a 2-week vacation with no internet. Oh my gosh, how am I going to survive? But yeah, so I will have no way of uploading a new video. I'm not quite sure what it's going to be yet, but it's going to be awesome. So stay tuned. Thanks so much for watching, guys, and see you next time. Bye! Oh, and stay tuned for a little slideshow gallery reactions. Bye!
愛と正義のセーラーリソース戦士セーラームーン好きに変わっておっしゃきよ